Okay, so today was originally going to be 175 paused 4 sets of 10, but since I could tell, even just this morning, I could already tell that I was starting to experience a lot of fatigue from the deadlifts, and then having the added back work with the hamstring work on top of that, it kind of just pushed me over the edge. So I went up to 185 for a top set, and then I went way back down to 135 for the remaining back down sets, and I also took out a back down set, so I only did two instead of three. I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of have a feeling that something like this would happen, just because I realized a little bit earlier into this block that my the jumps are very small and I start out at a higher weight because I calculated, I think, for if all the weeks were 2 reps, it would only be like 10-pound jumps. So I would start at like 450 and then 470, 480, like 450 to 505 or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. And I'm starting to think the change from a decently low intensity all the way up to a pretty high intensity, because the third week is 70 or 97%, which is almost my max. And I don't feel very comfortable about my recoverability going in from hitting 97 and then a week later having to do 100%. So next block, I do think I want to try to have bigger jumps just so that I can start off lower and then I'll gradually increase so that my body will be a little bit more ready for the final week, and so that the second to last week and the last week are a little bit, the comparison is a little bit greater in intensity, just so I'm a little bit more fresh on that last lift. I also think slightly increasing the length of the block will assist with that. Another thing I need to do is get my accessories under control. I've gotten a lot better from last block, but I can tell that there are still some things that cause a little bit more fatigue than they should. And vice versa. Trying to switch from higher intensity to low intensity has caused me to make things a little bit more easy than they should be. And I think I want to kind of focus a little bit more on that, just because, well, all of the accessories I have are extremely important, because I try to have as few as possible. So that means that every accessory I have programmed is a major part of what I'm trying to accomplish. But that is something that really shouldn't take long at all. I should probably have it done by the end of the week, once I've gone through all of the accessories, as long as I'm actually paying attention to what I'm doing. And as long as I don't let my ego get in the way, because a lot of the reasons why the accessories aren't at a weight they're supposed to be, it's really just because I feel like I should be doing more. The weights I did today were all extremely light though. I basically just did a deload day because I want to recover as much as possible before I go to that squat top set, because it would be my first time officially squatting over 500 pounds, and that is a pretty big milestone. I really wasn't too worried about it, but last block, just having the weight on my back, I could tell that it was completely different than doing, I think, like 425 paused for three, and it was almost like a completely different stimulus. I also want to look into more ways of recovering from intensity fatigue, or not getting as fatigued, because I could tell it's really just a durability issue, because even yesterday I could tell I had so much energy left, and even after each set I would have to walk laps around the bench just because I was so bored. But I knew that if I did any more, I would not feel very well at the end of the day. I also did double the cardio that I would normally do, and I actually felt better than I did walking out of the gym than when I walked into the gym. And to be honest, I feel like my cardio training over the past, I think, 2 or 3 months is probably the only reason I was actually able to get through the workout. And one other thing that I think can possibly be attributed to the cardio training is my bench strength over this block specifically. Because I could tell before, like months ago, whenever I would go for a set of bench, even if it was just 3 reps, I would get like super tired for some reason. And I really just thought it was because I disliked it so much that I just wanted to get it over with as quick as possible. But I think the reason might have actually been just because since I was so lazy with my training, it kind of affected bench. And since that was my really that was the lift that I was laziest in, I didn't really do it to the intensity that I should have, and I didn't have the mindset that I should have had. So that kind of made it a lot easier to want to give up as soon as it got hard. And it also stopped me from actually pushing as hard as I could because I calculated the 185 for 10, and I'm pretty sure it was around like a 240 pause bench like for one, and my calculated max right now is 261, and that definitely didn't feel like 20 pounds below um what I could be lifting. Like, I wasn't really paying attention to it at the time, but I probably could have gotten maybe another 5 reps or even more because even the last rep, it wasn't that slow. It was just because all of the fatigue from the deadlift day was making me more tired. But that's pretty much it for today. I'm definitely going to add some work capacity videos to my watch later playlist, and I'll see you next time.